Hey sports fans, before traveling to your game day destination this football season, be sure to download the MDOT traffic app to help you reach the game safely. With just the touch of a finger, you can see road conditions as well as receive traffic alerts along your route. You can even stay up to date with alerts based on your specific route to the game. The MDOT traffic app is available free for both Apple and Android devices. For more information, follow at Mississippi DOT on Facebook and Twitter.
In a ball game like that, proves very costly. As his coach, how do you kind of handle that moving forward? How do you keep that guy kind of plugged in and help him move on?
See, I don't know which mistake you're referring to. I mean, well, it kind of depends the nature of it. I mean, if it's a chronic deal where a guy does the same thing over and over and over and over again, you probably ought to replace him. And then if it's if it's a type of deal like, you're going to have young guys that are going to make mistakes, and then you try to work them along, and then, that type of thing. And then they're just not ready, I mean, and we find ourselves in that some. We have, we only have 2 guys that have 20 starts, so, we've got to put them in there, and there's some trial and error, and then there'll be a day that they're ready to play, and they'll do a good job. And then and we're trying to discover that day as soon as we possibly can. It kind of depends on the nature of the mistake, too. I mean, if it's some guy that's hustling, it's one thing. If it's a selfish mistake, that's another.
The offensive line pass blocking looks like a step forward against LSU. What kind of allowed it to have a pretty good performance there?
I didn't hear the last part, but I did think that we improved on O-line. I thought we did some good things. I thought we played physical against, I think they're leading the nation in sacks or whatever. Anyways, but I thought we were very physical up front. I thought we played together for the most part in the course of the day. And I did think we, it's all kind of relative, but I thought we had a good day on the O-line.
Coach, you've had a couple losses in a row, but have you seen those noticeable improvements, especially from last year at this point? Can you gauge that early on in the season, just how much you've improved, especially with things like you talked about with the offensive line?
Well, right now we're at the stage where we're making quite a few plays. We make quite a bit of plays, and we, a stat that I think is nearly useless. Everybody acts like, the ultimate stat is time of possession. We might lead the nation in that, which I take no gratification out of that. So we are making plays. We are putting plays together, but, we got to do it in the context of drives. We've got to be finish drives, whether it's offense or defense. We've got to be able to finish drives.
Defensively, how have you kind of seen that unit progress this year over the last game?
Some good things. Big plays haunt us. I think we've got to get better at safety, whether we need to simplify something or what. I think our safeties can't miss some of the things they're missing. I also would like to see our front get home a little more, but I do think we do some good things on defense. It's got to be kind of an every play deal. We're really quite similar offensively and defensively. We put together some plays, and we make every game exciting, but for the finishing the drives. I mean, if you get somebody backed up third and something, finish the drive. If you got the ball, finish the drive, that type of deal. And then so we got to just be able to capitalize on that. And occasionally we're the victim of some bad experiences, but the thing is we indulge those deals. It just gets in the way. We got to unclutter all that and go.
Following up on that with finishing drives, you mentioned on Saturday lack of focus, lack of confidence, kind of playing a role in that. Why do you feel those elements have been lacking from the team to this point of the year?
Because we're young. We have the least amount of starts of any team in the SEC, and so I think we're working through some youth.
Coach, against LSU, you ran the ball more and you had more success on the ground. Was that a factor with LSU what they were giving you on defense, or just having both backs back healthy? Or
I think it was both. I think our O-line did some good things too. I think O-line in the backs, and then, you know, all played in together on that.
Texas A&M has one of the better defenses in the country, especially in the conference. What are some of the challenges you see from them defensively, especially in that front seven and kind of the looks that they show there?
The looks are nothing really that special. Their personnel is they've played a lot. You know, they're all seniors, and they're all seniors and they're good players, so they're experienced and they're, you know, just quality players.
Coach, you mentioned indulging some negative experiences. You know, you've been behind in the second half in 3 of the 4 ball games. How do you kind of change your mindset where the guys don't get comfortable in that position, where they're able to kind of, you know, it doesn't become a self-fulfilling prophecy that, hey, we're going to be behind in the second half?
I'll tell you, well, that's the thing. We got to come out the third quarter better is, I think, the biggest thing. And then, you know, we just got to stick together and make routine plays. You know, we sometimes, I think, we get too anxious, and I don't think that we relax as much as we get anxious, you know.
Coach, Texas A&M is coming off that loss against Arkansas. What's it like when you're going on the road to face a highly ranked team that's coming down off that letdown kind of game?
Well, I think that, yeah, you know, everybody's dealing with something. I mean, they're going to want to win, and so do we. So, you know, I think you don't really focus on the other guy as much as yourself. You know, anything that you want to solve, you know, that's all within yourself. So we're going to focus on ourselves, make the best plays we can. I don't know for sure what they're going to do.
Mike, College Station, spot that you played a lot of games. Any particular memories you have of playing there, or anything that makes it kind of unique?
It's a great place to play. It's a great place to play. It's loaded, it's loud, and it's pretty hostile. And so, no, it's a blast. I mean, College Station is one of the best stadiums to play in the country.
And Mike, Christian Ford saw a lot of snaps against LSU. What did you kind of see from him at wideout, and what do you kind of do maybe to earn those snaps?
He does a good job out there. He practices really hard. He's one of the hardest workers on the team. And then, you know, he's does a good job getting to where he needs to be, and then and catches it well. So he's been practicing well, and he has been for a while. And we got to get a little more depth in there. And you know, him and I think Rufus too are pretty good candidates. It's just you know, we got more experience with Jameer, Wally, and Austin.
Coach, Isaiah Spiller is one of the best running backs in the country. I mean, you've had a chance to watch him. What stands out about him? What makes him such a good back?
I think their offensive line. And then he's kind of a big guy. You know, I think that, you know, he's just physical and tries to wear you down. So.
You guys are in the top 20 nationally with only allowing 14 tackles for loss. How important is avoiding those negative plays that can derail drives? And have you felt like you've done a pretty good job of that?
I think we've done kind of an average job of it. I mean, I think that, you know, it's a constant point of emphasis. And so, I don't know. It's great we're 14. Let's, you know, try to be higher than that, you know.
Another young guy on defense, Cameron Richardson, stepping in for Emmanuel late in that game. I mean, how do you feel about, you know, what he's done in fall camp at this point to kind of get some more experience, get some more playing time this season?
I think he's still emerging. I think he's doing a good job, and I think that, you know, we want to see if we can get more and more out of him, and, you know, and always on the search for quality players to go out there and play, especially at that position.
Mike, do you know if Emmanuel Forbes is going to be available on Saturday?
Yes, we're always all available, and I don't comment on injuries, as you well know, so.
It does seem like Scott Goodman has been really consistent, putting the ball in the end zone. It's rare that college teams have the depth that you guys have at kicker. What do you feel like has kind of worked for those guys from the board and Goodman while you had to play them?
I wasn't sure that they'd put it in the end zone, but I've been pleasantly surprised they do. And so they really have been able to launch it. And there's people around the country that can do it. But I don't know. I was pleasantly surprised by that they can both put it in the end zone.